So describing the place around you using prepositions. Prepositions tell us how a space is organized. So to talk about the organization of a place or a space, we use prepositions. These are some common and useful prepositions: in front of, behind, on top of, on the bottom of, next to, above, below, to the right of, to the left of. These are all prepositions that we can use when we describe places. Let us read this paragraph that describes someone's favorite place and underline the prepositions. My favorite place to relax is a small cafe down the street from where I live. This cafe is on a small side street, and as soon as you see it, you feel like going in. There are three windows on either side of the door, and each window has a small window box with brightly colored flowers. There is a small wooden door that opens into the cafe, and as soon as you go in, you can see a dozen small tables all around the room. Even though it isn't a big place, its size makes it very cozy and comfortable. I always like to sit at a small table in the corner near the front windows. From here, I can look at the artwork on the walls and at the pretty green plants hanging from the ceiling. With a strong cup of coffee and a good book, I feel very happy and relaxed in my favorite cafe. So if we look at this paragraph again, we can notice the following prepositions. Is a small cafe down the street. So the cafe and the street are linked by the preposition down. Street from where I live. Again, linking the where I live with street. So by the preposition from. This cafe is on a small side street. So on, again, a spatial relationship. Three windows on either side of the door. So windows and side of door, they are related by on. Small window box with brightly colored flowers. So box with colored flowers. You see, with. Opens into the cafe. Tables all around the room. Like to sit at a small table. Now here, an important point is that we have this word in here. You feel like going in. Now when the preposition is not followed by a noun, it is not governing a noun. In this case, it is not a preposition. In fact, it is what we call an adverb. Adverb. I'm going in. I'm going in the room or into the room. Now into is a preposition because it's followed by the room. But I am in, I am out. In and out are not prepositions. In fact, they are adverbs. So be careful not to miss this point. Okay. So here we can see around, into, in, near the front windows. From here, I can look at the artwork. So at the artwork, on the walls, at the pretty green plants, from the ceiling, with a strong cup of coffee. All these are prepositions that are used to describe this place. Write 6 sentences to describe the place where you are right now. Try to answer some of the questions under using adjectives. Now I am in my room. It is a small room. Near the door is the big sofa. To the other side of the room is what? Is the table on which I have positioned my laptop. Beside my laptop is the mouse pad I'm using now to what? To scroll down this PDF, and I can go on and on by answering these questions. The room is colored or is painted white and brown, bright brown. Okay. Now the second example of descriptive paragraph is when we describe people rather than places. When we describe people, we do not need prepositions. In fact, we need what? We need adjectives. And when we describe people, we have two groups of adjectives. Those that are related to physical characteristics, the appearance, big, small, large, tall, short, tiny, skinny, fat, and the like. Brown haired, black haired, blonde haired, red haired, dark skinned, light skinned, gray haired. We have these compound adjectives that are related to what? Physical characteristics or appearance. On the other hand, we have another group of adjectives that are related to personality, what we know about the person, or how we feel about him or her. Happy, sad, satisfied, greedy, relaxed, exciting, mean, nervous, nice, friendly, angry, serious, humorous, ongoing or outgoing, sad, depressed, gloomy, and the like. So these are some of personality adjectives. So when we describe people, we need these two groups of adjectives. Of course, if we focus on somebody we do not know, we may think of what? More of these adjectives. And we can guess some of personality. Looking at his face, how he behaves, we can, for example, guess whether he is a very serious man or angry man or, a humorous man smiling all the time. So we can guess. But if we focus on people whom we know very well, then we can use more of personality adjectives. Now, in the description of a person, we may answer some of the following questions. Who is the person? I'm talking about Jack is my favorite friend. He is an engineer. What does he do? He is an engineer. He is a tall, handsome man. How does he act? He is a very friendly person. This is what regarding how he acts or his personality. Everybody loves him. So I have answered some of these questions to write a description of Jack, my favorite friend. Now we have this paragraph. When I was young, I admired my grandmother for her strength and kindness. She was not very big. In fact, she was tiny and very thin. She was strong, though. She lived by herself and still did a lot of the chores around her house. When I was a child, I saw her almost every day, and she and I would talk about everything. She was a very happy person and was always smiling and joking, and she often made me laugh. My grandmother was also very patient, and she would listen to all of my problems. She gave me very good advice, whenever I needed it. I didn't need to be afraid to tell her anything, because she never got annoyed with me. She just listened and tried to help. I also liked to spend time with her because she had interesting stories to tell me about her own childhood and life experiences. When I was young, my grandmother was my best friend. So in this paragraph, we have the following adjectives used. She was not very big. Now, of course, I can use the adjectives in the affirmative or in the negative. So she was tiny. I can say she was not very big. Of course, this is a predictive adjective. It is not followed by a noun, and it refers back to she, the subject. She was in fact tiny and very thin. Also predictive adjectives describing she. She was strong. Also a predictive adjective. She was a very happy person. Now happy what? Person. So this is attributive adjective. She was also very patient. Predictive adjective. She never got annoyed. Predictive adjective. You see? So all these are adjectives describing the grandmother.